Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, starting off in vibrant Japan. Join us for our first 24 hours in Tokyo as we uncover surprising insights, navigate prices and share insider tips on hotels and Japanese toilets. Get ready for lots of delicious food and unique experiences at the Hedgehog Cafe, restaurant from the Kill Bill movie and a bar overlooking the bustling Shibuya Crossing. Get set to explore Japan with us.
After nearly 24 hours of travel with Finnair with a layover in Helsinki, we finally arrived in Tokyo. It was the best and cheapest option for us because unfortunately there are no direct flights from Berlin to Japan. A video about the trip organization and cost summary will come later, but for now let's get back to our first impressions.
Exhausted from the journey, we headed to our first ramen at the Ippudo restaurant and we were confronted with reality. No one spoke a word of English and the menu was entirely in Japanese. Nevertheless, with the help of Google Translate, we managed to order what we needed, and that's when we realized Google Translate would be an integral part of our journey. The ramen was delicious, and with the awareness that one portion was only about €5, it seemed even better. We experienced a bit of price shock because we expected Japan to be quite expensive, but it positively surprised us with very reasonable prices. Another pleasant surprise were free drinks. In this case, it was a Japanese tea.
I don't know how, but my wife managed to find a nice hotel with really spacious rooms by Japanese standards. We had 30 square meters to ourselves plus a balcony. We slept in a typical Japanese style on the floor. As always, we'll leave a link to the hotel in the description. At this point, it's worth mentioning a few interesting facts. In Japan, hotel beds are usually single, so if you're a couple and you want to sleep together, you'll have to search hard. We browsed hundreds of hotels and in 90% of cases there were two separate beds. You also need to be careful with the semi-double rooms, with a single bed that's about 120 cm wide, which is theoretically meant for two. Some people might fit in there, but we not necessarily. We had never encountered this before. Fun fact number 3 is something we expected but still find surprising: the room size. The standard size of a hotel room in Japan is 10 square meters. We even found a few that were as small as 7 square meters. For comparison, in Europe it's usually around 20 square meters.
At this point, let's also mention Japanese toilets with 1000 buttons, music options, heated seats and various functions. In our opinion, they are amazing, but be aware this is another shock after arrival, so we recommend learning which buttons to use before your trip to avoid unnecessary stress. You can find a lot of useful information online, and it's worth remembering a few universal symbols to at least know how to flush. After a 24-hour journey and a massive jet lag, it was hard to get up. But on our first full day, we had a reservation at a rather unusual place, a hedgehog cafe. It turned out they also had otters, chinchillas and rabbits. Why do such places exist in Tokyo? Not many Japanese people can afford to keep animals at home for various reasons, such as small apartments, a poor work-life balance and late working hours. In these cafes, people can interact with animals. We have a lot of videos from this place, so we decided to create a separate episode about it, so be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss it. By the way, there will be plenty of videos from Tokyo, so we encourage you to follow the entire series, as in each of them we will explore the coolest attractions and incredible restaurants.
After playing with hedgehogs, we wandered around Takeshita Street, a popular shopping street, and had another encounter with reality. It was quite overwhelming for the first day and we felt like we were in a parallel universe. Here we encountered gachapon for the first time, which are vending machines that dispense various types of figures or toys. We noticed that they are everywhere and are a popular form of entertainment among the Japanese. Each capsule contains a randomly selected item, but descriptions on the machines can give you an idea of the possible prizes. The process is simple. After inserting the right amount of coins into the machine, just turn the knob, which ejects a capsule from the machine. Then you can open the capsule to see what's inside. Often there are limited editions of figures related to popular characters from movies, anime or video games. Empty capsules can be inserted into a special machine and with a bit of luck you can win an extra prize. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us this time. What else enchanted us in Tokyo? Surprisingly, the amount of greenery. Along every street there are planted small trees and the vegetation is nicely incorporated into the architecture. In combination with glass and modern buildings, it looks beautiful.
Next, another shock as we crossed the world's busiest intersection, Shibuya Crossing, an experience like no other. Then it was time for lunch. And here we have a great recommendation. We dined at the Tsuru Ton Tan Shibuya restaurant with a view of the famous Shibuya Crossing. Of course, no one spoke English again, but you could order using a tablet and there were pictures, so we had no problem. I ordered creamy udon with shrimps and my husband had a seasonal special, the boiling hot sakura shrimp dish. We paid less than 20 euros for everything and the portions were way too big. The place looked quite upscale, mostly hosting elegant business meetings. Besides that, you should also consider the view and amazing location, so in our opinion the prices were very reasonable.
Another shock, wearing masks in Japan in spring 2023 was still in full swing. We know that Japanese people also wore them willingly before the virus, but mostly in the subway and indoor spaces. During our stay in Japan, 90% of people also wore them outside, although no mask mandate existed anymore. Although we had heard of lifelike food replicas in restaurant windows, it surprised us that this solution was also popular even in places offering Western cuisine. Shibuya is not only a giant outdoor shopping center, but also an important center for nightlife with many restaurants, bars and clubs, some with a particularly bad reputation. As you can see, the later it gets, the more crowded the streets become.
Like a light, lighting up in the dark.
In the evening we visited a rooftop with the best view of Shibuya Crossing, so be sure to take note. It's called Magnet by Shibuya 109. According to internet research, it was supposed to be free, but it turned out we paid 550 yen per person, about 3.5 euros. But it's worth mentioning that the price included a drink of your choice. Apparently another place with a great view of the famous intersection is the Starbucks Cafe.
This day was really exhausting, but it's not over. We ended the evening in a very unusual place, namely a restaurant known from the Kill Bill movie. Although they didn't shoot it here, this restaurant inspired Quentin Tarantino. The place was amazing, the food incredible, the prices reasonable and the atmosphere out of this world. But we recommend making a reservation. We made our reservation over a week in advance and even then there were only a few available slots. We ordered tempura, skewers and cocktails, which were surprisingly affordable even in such a popular place, costing only around 4 euros. Alcohol prices turned out to be another surprise because we noticed that wine and cocktails in Japan are often cheaper than beer. That's how our first day in Tokyo ended, but there will be many more episodes from this city, so we encourage you to subscribe and follow the entire series from Japan, as in each of videos we will explore the coolest attractions and discover Japanese restaurants. We hope you enjoyed our vlog, and if so, make sure to leave a thumbs up.